I'm Sara Gagnon. I'm the owner and vintner for Harbinger Winery, which is located in Port Angeles, Washington. We make about 3,000 cases a year, all Washington grapes. And let's see, what else do you want to know?
Well, tell me about how long you've been at the winemaking gig, because you started on the peninsula and you stayed on the peninsula.
I did. I actually apprenticed out there with New Hearth Winery, now called Olympic Cellars. Worked for them for about 5 years, and then in 2005 I opened Harbinger Winery, and we've been going strong ever since. We really focus on Rhone varietals. I guess loosely focus on Rhone varietals. We throw a few other things in there as well too. And
you have a pretty dramatic story on why you decided to open your winery. Do you mind sharing that?
I don't mind sharing that story. I had a life-altering experience in 2004. I was in an airplane crash and lived to tell about it. And now I have a kind of a new perspective on life. You might have the same perspective that you could die at any time, so you might as well do what you like while you have time to do it, because there's no written rule that any of us are going to be old. So in 2005 I decided that's the year, let's open Harbinger, let's make this happen. And luckily when you open a winery you don't have a lot of time to double think about your decisions, so I've been pretty busy since then, just trying to get things up and running, which we're finally to that stage where I feel like I can breathe just a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's taken about 6 years to get here.
And you crashed in the mountains in the Olympics, is that right?
I did,
And then
yeah.
you had to hike out?
We did. We crashed August 3rd, 2004. We were in a small C-182 plane flying routinely to Boeing, Washington to meet up with some friends, and our pilot took a wrong turn and to the side of the mountain at about 150 miles an hour, and we're probably several of the luckiest people alive today.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a pretty harrowing experience, actually. It's amazing that neither of us were really hurt. We were able to walk out the next day. So yeah, spent the night in the woods. Luckily it was the one night in August that it rained, so there was no fires with the crash. And yeah, I'm happy to be here today.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of your fruit sources from Eastern Washington.
I get quite a bit of stuff out of Sagemore Vineyards. I've been doing that since I started making wine at Olympic. Syrah, some of the Bordeaux varietals, Barbera. I get some Malbec now out of the Mattawa area. And then I've really become an advocate of Rattlesnake Hills. I really like some of the stuff coming out of there. I work with Joe Hatrip up in Elephant Mountain and Sugarloaf, and then 2 Coyote Vineyards up there. I get some Chardonnay up north a little further, up near Stillwater Creek, that area, Royal Slope. I try and move around a little bit as far as where I get stuff. I've been really happy with Elephant Mountain though, so I've kind of upped some of my allocations there.
It's a good vineyard, especially for Syrah. So,
yeah.
Is that what you're getting there?
Yeah, it's some of the darkest Syrah I've ever seen. It's probably about as dark as my teeth right now.
Being in Port Angeles, the obvious question is about Twilight and what kind of effect that has on the economy and on the tourism in that area.
Yeah, it's had a very positive effect for a lot of the locals. It's a pretty depressed community up there, especially further west, with Forks being a logging town. There's although you stand out on that highway and logging seems alive and well because there's quite a few trucks that go by, but overall it's a pretty depressed community. So it was really a nice shot in the arm for everyone out there. We've really embraced it, and I think that, beggars can't be choosers when it comes to making a living in a place that you love to live. So it's been a good thing. It's kind of campy, but people love it. And hey, stop by and buy some wine. You can be an Edward or you can be a Jacob. I could care less, as long as you love Syrah.
There you go. Have you had any wines that you've named after any of the? Take advantage of that?
I probably won't go there. I'll let other folks do that. just not my bag.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're in sunny Eastern Washington today. It must feel nice to be a little dried out.
It feels really nice.
Yeah.
It feels really nice. I'd love to be able to, put shorts on, but my legs are so white from living on the Olympic Peninsula. I think I'd probably scare a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
The peninsula is really, in the last 10 years, has really started to become a really great destination. A lot of wineries starting in Port Townsend and then along 101. So.
Yeah. I think you'll see a lot more popping up here over the next 5 or 6 years. I think it kind of dipped there for a little bit. We had about a dozen, then we were down to the mighty 7, and now we're back up to about a dozen again, with a few more coming along the way. We're seeing a lot of cideries come out of that area as well too. I think there's 2 or 3 hard cideries in the Port Townsend area right now that are doing really great things, and I think there's another winery in Sequim that's popping up here pretty quick as well too. So most of the fruit again is coming from the east side over here. I do make a wine out of local grapes, Madeline Angevine, little Cigarebe, but it's hit and miss out there. I mean, I make it seems like every other year I'll get a crop that actually gets up to ripeness.
Is that from your own grapes, or are you buying grapes?
No, I buy those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sara, thanks for your time.
No problem. Thank you.